Hey y'all, what's up? Coach Paul here. God has qualified me. This is Move Mondays, and you have greatness in you. Now, before we get to talking about that greatness and what needs to move on this Monday, watch this. If you don't move, that person, those people, those places, those things, those thoughts, those ideas, or those ways, Coach Paul promises you this. They are definitely going to move you, and you don't want to move where they're going to move you to. All right, let's get going. Now, as I was thinking about the content for today's particular episode, what came across my mind or what dropped into my spirit was, as we're on our quest or on our journeys or on our lives, or going along our lives of in our greatness and in our extraordinary potential, there are many dynamics that's going to come into play. There are many variables that's going to come into play, and I'm going to talk about two of them today. And those two are fit in or stand out. I'm going to say that again. Those two that I want to talk about today are either fit in or stand out. And every last one of us, in one way or another, can relate to fitting in or standing out. I want to talk about how when we try to fit in what we're not supposed to fit in, how that can be detrimental, and how we need to fit in what we're supposed to fit in. Same thing with standing out. And I'm going to refer to the story of Jonah. Use that story on one of my prior episodes. This relates, and again, y'all, I want y'all to understand that this relates to all of us in one way or another. Now, first, I want to say this. If you're trying to get in where you don't fit in, you are 100% going to harm you, the people that you're trying to fit in with, and the people that you're supposed to be fitting in with. Let me prove it with the story of Jonah. Now, Jonah was supposed to be fitting in to one place, yet he chose. Now, let me back this up. The greatness that was in Jonah caused him to have an assignment to fit in one particular place. Y'all better watch that one. Pay attention, because this relates to all of us. Part of his greatness had cause for him to fit in one particular place. Yet, he chose to get in where he didn't fit in. And as he was getting into where he didn't fit in, that he started to cause the people that he was fitting in with, their lives to be in turmoil. They were on the ship started rocking, the storm started coming, the ship was about to sink, people were scared that they was going to lose their lives and all kind of stuff. Think about that in relation to you and me. When we are in people's lives that we're not supposed to be in, first of all, we can't be walking in our greatness. And second of all, we're causing people's lives to be in turmoil because, again, we're not supposed to be. Now, those people was about to lose their lives because of Jonah not walking in his greatness. Who's about to lose their lives? Let me say it like this. Whose lives are threatened because you are not walking in your greatness, or because I'm not walking in my greatness? Now, think about their story. And again, the ship was rocking. It was about to sink. They had to start throwing. They thought, well, let's throw some stuff over. Maybe it might stop. Relate that to people's lives. How they start getting rid of stuff because they think it's other stuff or other things that's harming their lives when it's you or it's me. And the reason why that's happening is because we are fitting in, or we are getting in where we don't fit in. Now, when those people discovered that some stuff was going on that wasn't supposed to be happening, they got rid of Jonah, and their lives went back to whatever they were before Jonah came in and started disrupting these people's lives. And in some cases, watch this. some people need to move you out the way, or you need to move some people out of the way so that your life or your greatness can go back to where it's supposed to be. That's the same thing that happened with Jonah. Told y'all this can relate to every last one of us. Now, I want to personalize this. Do you even know where you're supposed to be fitting in at? Because that's one of the biggest problems that many of us have. We so all over the place. We have no clue where we're supposed to be fitting in at, and we just getting in any and everywhere. And watch this, the any and everywhere is not working, right? It's not working. And we know it's not working, and we still won't leave. So my question again is, do you know where you're supposed to be fitting in at? Are you interested in knowing where you're supposed to be fitting in at? Because again, your blessings, watch this, the blessings flows in us being where we're supposed to be going. Now, we got grace and mercy, but don't you want blessings too? Yeah, okay. All right. So again, do you know what you're supposed to be fitting in at? If not, are you interested in finding out where you're supposed to fit in at? That's important because, like I said at the beginning, because of us being in places that we are not supposed to be, we harming us, the people that we're around, and the people that we're supposed to be with. Right? All right. So I want all of us to think about that in terms of moving into greatness that God has called us to, or moving out of the way the things that God didn't call us to. Are you where you are not supposed to be fitting in? Do you know where you're supposed to be fitting in at? And are you interested in finding out where you're supposed to be fitting in at? All right. So again, they got rid of Jonah, right? Their lives went back to normal. Now, let's talk about where we're supposed to be fitting in at. Whatever it is that you feel like is your purpose and the meaning of life, or if you have a relationship with God and you feel and know that God has called you to, start to fashion yourself around being intentional in being in those communities and in those circles. You got to be where you're supposed to be in order for this thing to work the way that it's supposed to work. One of the reasons why this thing is not working, y'all, is because we are not where we're supposed to be. We fitting in too many places that has absolutely nothing to do with who we are or what God has called us to, a purpose for the gifts of life that he's given each and every one of us. Am I trying to say that if we're where we're supposed to be fitting in that life is going to be all, life is not going to have its challenges. Life is not going to have its storms. Life is not going to have its trials and tribulations. Absolutely not. That's coming with your greatness. That's coming with our greatness. It's going to happen. However, it won't be as messy as it would if we where we are supposed to be. If we fitting in where we're supposed to be fitting in, it won't be as messy. Now, think about that. Where you supposed to be fitting in at? Are you interested? Do you even know? We need to move some stuff. If the answer to those questions is I don't know, we need to be moving some stuff. Now, what is it that we need to move? Sometimes it's here, these thoughts and these ideas. All right. Now let's talk about standing out. So we talked about fitting in. Stop being where you're not supposed to be, because you hurting you, the people that you're around, and the people that you're supposed to be around. Now let's go to standing out. Jonah stood out on that boat, and that they found out, wait a minute, we know something ain't right. Somebody here that ain't supposed to be here. Why did I just use that? Because too many of us are standing out in ways that we're not supposed to be standing out. Why? Because we're not what we're supposed to be. And the messed up part about all of that is that many of us are okay with standing out in ways that we're not supposed to be standing out. We used to call it, when I was younger, negative attention. I'm not getting the attention that I want. I'm going to get it some way. And more often than not, it's negative. We don't need to be doing that, y'all. Our greatness calls for us to not be standing out in ways that we're not supposed to stand out. The Bible says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven, right? We're supposed to be standing out in that way, allowing our light to shine, not standing out in that people see, well, this is a sore thumb. This is an odd seed, or whatever the case may be. This don't belong here. It's almost like trying to fit a piece of a puzzle into a place that it doesn't fit. It's going to stand out, and the puzzle is not going to be completed in the way that it's supposed to, because here's this piece that doesn't belong here that's standing out. Now watch this. If you know that you are in a place that you're standing out and it's not helpful, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? What are you going to do to make sure that you stop standing out in the negative way or in the wrong ways? Because at the beginning, like I said, this is about moving stuff. This is Move Mondays, because you have greatness in you. How do I get to my greatness? One of the ways that I get there is by not standing out in these negative ways. Back to what I was talking about, fitting in. Stand out from a perspective of your light is shining because you're surrounded around the communities and the people and the places that you're supposed to be a part of. Take the story of Jonah. When he went where he was supposed to be, he stood out from a perspective that he had a message that he was supposed to bring. He stood out in a positive way. Many of us need to learn how to start doing that, because I talked to some children the other day at a Black Pride conference, and one of the things that I talked about in terms of standing out, I said, and I'm talking about us Black people. Let me say that. I'm gonna get it, because this Black History Month, so let's talk about it. Too many of us Blacks, now it's all of us in some way, at some point in our lives, we stand out in ways that's not helpful. But I want to speak to us Blacks in that too many of us are too okay with getting this negative attention. The problem that I have with that is that I watch the genius that's in my people, in the people that's my color. I watch the genius. This has absolutely nothing to do with me being pro-Black at the cost of somebody else. No, my wife is white, so let's get that understood. But it just bothers me how too many of us as Blacks, with this greatness and extraordinary potential in us, we stand out, and it's always negative. It's always shown as negative. Now, don't get it twisted. We got a lot of us that's standing out in areas of greatness, of walking in our greatness. Why don't we start to research those people and follow behind what those people are doing, mimic what those people are doing, instead of these dumb old reality TV shows? I'm going on a tangent here, but let me go. We got these shows called Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta and Miami and all of this. And I promise you, y'all, there's absolutely zero love on any one of those shows. Yet, guess who on there standing out in ways that's harming them and others? I don't need to say it. There you go. I said it. Now, anyway, If you want to stand out, people, if you want to stand out in your greatness, if I'm going to stand out in my greatness, let me be intentional. Let you be intentional about standing out in your greatness in the way that your light is shining, that men, women, and children all over the world are seeing your good works and glorifying your Father which is in heaven. Because you and I can do it. We all can do it. Excuse me, y'all. With that being said, I'm going to land this plane. We're going to have some more conversations about this at a later date because, again, I don't want this to just be an episode that we just gloss over and keep going to the next one. I want to have some content around this. I want to have some conversations around this. I want to have some dialogue going on around this subject because there's too many of us fitting in where we don't belong and standing out where we're not supposed to be standing out at. And again, the crime is in the fact that we have this greatness and extraordinary potential, and we using it for all of this messy stuff. With that being said, I love every last one of y'all. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until we see each other again, I want all y'all, be well, do the next right thing. God bless you. Get in where you fit in and stand out where somebody gonna get some help. This is Coach Paul, and if you looking for a butt, it's gonna always be easy to find one. I'll talk to y'all next time. Move.